Ok ragazzi, siamo arrivati finalmente in questa location in cui, come avrete visto dalla ripresa precedente, siamo andati a trovare AER Video. AER sono quegli accessori per GoPro in cui si infila dentro la GoPro e si lanciano, sono tipo dei drone killers, uccidono i droni. Dove non si possono usare i droni si possono utilizzare questi cosi che sono fighissimi, e quindi direi che andiamo a trovare un attimino Pablo, che è il capo, il big boss di AER. Andiamo a trovarlo in ufficio. Hello!
Hello Max, hi!
Ciao Pablo!
Ciao, nice to see you. Welcome to the AER headquarters. It's great to become from Instagram friends to real friends and actually meet.
È vero ragazzi, ci siamo conosciuti praticamente su Instagram e poi sono venuto qua a Stoccarda che non ho potuto far altro che scrivergli e trovarlo. Facciamo un giro dell'ufficio e cerchiamo di capire dove è nata l'idea, come si è sviluppata e qualche curiosità in più. Okay, so Pablo, tell me something about AER, because it's an innovative product and I saw it in so many GoPro awards. Tell me about what you are doing with it.
Thanks for your interest. It means a lot. The GoPro awards, I cannot take credit for that because this is our amazing customers who do great stuff with AER. AER, what it is basically, it's a foam rocket. Works like this. You have the two wings. You slide them into each other. Then you take your GoPro. You put the GoPro in here. So for example, Hero 5, 6, 7. In the frame you screw everything together and then you can throw it, and it's the first manual aerial device.
Nice.
So all you do is literally you throw back and forth and you can get aerial shots like this.
Oh, it's so light. I thought it was heavier actually.
It is, it becomes heavier with the GoPro.
I can use it with all the GoPros you said, like Hero 5, 6 and 7?
Yeah. Actually there's a little exception because as you, as a GoPro enthusiast, you know the GoPro Hero 7 came silver, white and black. So the black one fits, but the silver and white one, and that's actually because they don't have the replacement lens. It's a little bit thinner, and that's already enough so where it doesn't fit perfectly. When we started this project, it was 3 years ago, out of university actually. We developed this in university, the first idea, and this was back when the GoPro Hero 4 was out. So it's already 3 generations ago. So actually the design for this head here was made for the GoPro Hero 4, and as you remember it has a waterproof housing, so everything's a little bit thicker. Shortly after we did our Kickstarter campaign, the Hero 5 came out, and we were actually really lucky because it still kind of fits. All we needed to do was to make a little spacer, to make it bigger, and we're keeping the fingers crossed for the Hero 8. So my GoPro in the frame, like so. I put it in here, and you have the typical GoPro mount here in the back, and then we take the spacer, which makes it a little bit thicker to make it fit perfectly, and at the same time it protects the screen. We first started to build some prototypes. You can see some of them here. So we started out really low tech with just some, actually the very first one, I don't have it here anymore, but you remember the Nerf Vortex?
Yeah, sure.
The one you throw and it goes and it does the noise. So this one we cut open and we put the GoPro session. Yeah, and we put the GoPro session, and that was the very first idea. And it was a lot of fun to throw it, but it was really turning all the time, you know. So the video was just making you dizzy. So then we started to think about it. How can we make this a little bit more stable? And we added the wings. That's when how we started, and then this one was coming a little bit after that. So really just, this is also like a foam toy, foam ball, lots of duct tape and cardboard. Back then we were not thinking about making a company or product, it was just us having fun, trying some stuff out. And we became more and more serious, and when we made the wings a little bigger, we also realized, hey, the videos, they are kind of unique, they look interesting. maybe there's something, we're onto something. And then we started to develop further and further, came up with more sophisticated prototypes, and in the end, this is already destroyed. As you can see, we did a lot of testing. We did a little bit more sophisticated prototypes with 3D printing and stuff like this. And yeah, then we did the Kickstarter campaign, and none of us, so it was me and 3 co-founders, and none of us really had experience with filmmaking or product design or anything. It was really, we were really naive back then, just trying some stuff out. What we were good at was making videos and photos that were unusual, you know, because we had this.
That was a drone killer.
Exactly.
Already at the beginning.
Yeah, and this was like a couple years ago when the drones just started. People started to buy DJI drones, and nowadays everybody has a drone, it feels like, but back then having a drone was a little bit special more, and we were like, okay, we can maybe make an alternative to drones, even though what we ended up doing you cannot really compare to a drone. We did our Kickstarter campaign, and then a lot of people pre-ordered through Kickstarter, and we had the money to get the tooling done. So this is a foaming tool that we need for it, injection molding, very expensive tooling. And we were able to produce it then because we had the pre-orders, and we go to the factory after a couple of months, and they present to us the first real airs, you know, super hyped, this is really cool. We put the GoPro in, we throw it on the parking lot of the factory to test it. Everybody of the factory is watching us, you know, and we're throwing, it flies really well, everybody's really happy. Everybody's like, this is perfect, it's like a big celebration, the first one's produced. And then I tell my co-founder, I was like, yeah, we have to let it drop now. We have to see what happens if it falls on the ground, you know. And he's like, oh yeah, we were really nervous because the prototypes, they always break when we let them fall. So we were really hoping that this one doesn't break. And it was a bit dramatic because we were throwing, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna catch this time, you know. And he's throwing directly to me, and in the last second, I go to the side and let it fall, and it breaks. It really, like right here in the neck, it completely snapped in half. And we are like, oh damn. You have to keep in mind, we had 2,000 people on Kickstarter pre-orders. They are waiting for the product. We are already half a year in, so they're waiting for 6 months already, and we realized it breaks way too soon, way too quickly, you know. And we were really like stressing out, like, oh, what can we do now? It was not just a pressure of time, but also of money, because we had enough money to make the molding once. We couldn't just afford a new one, you know, because everything was to the euro exact plant. So then we really stressful time started, and we thought, okay, we have to find a solution. And we actually found a solution, not a perfect solution, but we were able to make it a lot stronger. And what we did was, and you can tell this now, this part, so this is 2 different wings, correct? And this part right here, it didn't exist. So it used to be completely 100% from foam. And now what we have in here is this carbon fiber rod, and it makes it really stiff, so you cannot bend it anymore. It doesn't get bent because it's glued in. And we were able to do this without making a new mold. All we had to do, make a slight cut here and produce 1 extra part, and we could put it in. And that made everything a lot stronger. And in addition to that, and now I'm actually returning to your initial question, which is the strap. So we have this additional strap that we designed, and you just put it around the neck here, and this makes sure that everything is really getting squeezed to the carbon in the center, and that way it's not getting bent so much, and it's a lot stronger now. Okay. And now if it falls on the ground, it can still break, but it's a lot stronger, and it's much more durable thanks to this. So it's we make kind of like an inside joke when we go out and shoot ourselves, because the strap gives you the extra durability, and we're always like, you think you're gonna catch it? You're really sure you're gonna catch it? Are you so sure? I don't need a strap, huh? And then we take the strap off, and it's like high risk, you know, but it's like an extra challenge.
High risk flight.
Exactly. So
Nice.
But I'm really happy with our support that we have now, because I have 1 extra guy on the team who's responsible for this. And I'm doing it as well. So whenever people do damage their air, which happens, so some of the things that can happen is, for example, when you catch it, and we recommend people to really catch it here in the head. So when you catch it, you catch it like this. But sometimes people, you know, it becomes hectic and they catch it here, and you can bend it. It doesn't break it directly, but if you go too hard on it, if I press really together, something can snap off. We always look at each damage individually. So when people reach out to us and they have a damage, they can fill out a form. So we ask them directly, okay, which GoPro did you use, where did you throw it, what happened? So they give us all the information, and then we look at each individual case, and a lot of times we give them free replacement parts, and we say, okay, it shouldn't have broke. So we prefer to look at and talk to each one individually, and then we give the replacement parts. So a lot of people are really thankful if we give them tips how they can actually fix it themselves. So a lot of times people use it for travel, and they are out for 1 week in a really nice location, and something does happen, unfortunately, maybe something snaps. We tell them, hey, look, there's different kinds of glue you can use a bit of duct tape. Don't be afraid to try some stuff for yourself to get it up and running again.
But it's nice because you can build a community like this. Because talking with people is good.
And this community aspect is something you are the expert in that, of course, with the GoSol community and everything else you're doing. And it's something I'm very passionate about, because it's the human connection between a customer and a brand that makes it fun, and that makes it interesting, and that makes something like this possible, where I'm meeting you now, and this is actually what makes me most proud and most happy about this whole business.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. I want to try this one.
Let's try it.
I want to try this one.
Let's go. And I want to try your scooter.
You will. Siamo usciti ufficialmente dal parco, o meglio dall'ufficio, e stiamo andando al parco, io chiaramente con il mio monopattino elettrico e Pablo con il suo longboard. È così che si va sui longboard, bisogna attaccare il braccio, bisogna schiacciare sul monopattino l'acceleratore, si va e si va.
12 seconds later.
Ragazzi, abbiamo perso Pablo, mi ha rubato il monopattino elettrico. Un disastro. Ok ragazzi, siamo ufficialmente arrivati qua al parco. Tra l'altro un parco bellissimo qua a Stoccarda. Pablo ha il suo AER, quindi adesso iniziamo a montarlo e facciamo qualche lancio test per vedere quante riprese fighe escono da questo aggeggio.
Take the two wings. Just slide into each other. Take the airhead, GoPro, in your case the Hero 7 I think, we put it in, and then important, as I mentioned before, we put the spacer on top. We screw it, make sure it's tight, and then the last step is the strap for extra safety. Put this around like this, nice and tight. And then I'm ready. I can do GoPro start video. So what I usually do with my GoPro, I put the beeping on loud. So then if I do it, I know if it's recording or not. But now I have recording a video, and if I start alone, go like this. That's it. For the straight one, you maybe need a little bit of practice. We always tell people to start slow in the beginning and do little throws, because what happens oftentimes is when you try it for the first time, it goes behind you or before you. And here, the ground is quite soft, so even if it falls, it's no big problem. But still we try to catch it.
Ve lo traduco al volo prima di iniziare anche io a lanciare il tutto. Praticamente Pablo ha detto che bisogna, o che meglio, che lui fa così. Quando mette la GoPro dentro all'air, praticamente attiva i beep con il volume massimo, in modo che con i comandi vocali è in grado di gestire la GoPro direttamente da dentro l'accessorio. Quindi in questo modo, dicendo GoPro inizia il video, lui sente il beep di inizio video e inizia a lanciare l'air nell'aria. Quindi molto buono come consiglio. E poi ha spiegato che per lanciarlo in alto in genere consiglia ai primi utilizzatori di lanciarlo vicino a sé e poi di lanciarlo man mano più in alto, perché può succedere che magari lo si lanci indietro, avanti o chi lo sa. Quindi adesso appoggio la telecamera perché voglio fare anch'io un bellissimo lancio. questo è quanto. Avete visto com'è fighissimo lanciare l'Air nell'aria. Tra l'altro devo dirvi questa cosa, secondo me, anche se avete la GoPro scarica o non avete la GoPro, è un gioco fantastico da fare in coppia o comunque con i vostri amici. Cioè lanciarsi dietro l'Air è veramente simpatica come cosa. C'è Pablo che sta usando il mio monopattino elettrico, si è innamorato totalmente del mio Xiaomi. Ragazzi, questo accessorio è approvato al 102%. È proprio un pazzo. Ragazzi, ci vediamo col prossimo video in cui non so che cosa dirò, ma sicuramente caricherò.